Now, imagine you have an infinite amount of time. If you have an infinite amount of time right now, you can get a lot of stuff done, yes?
Yeah.
In fact, it's only equal to your imagination. So then, if here's a linear line of past, present, and future, if you took that from space-time and you turned it this way vertically, and Hawking talks about this, now what do you have? Past, present, and future happening when? In the eternal present moment. And so now, this is the realm that's beyond the senses. The stress hormones endorse the senses for us to become materialists. We narrow our focus on the three-dimensional world. You narrow your focus on the danger, on the cause. Now you're doing the exact opposite. You're opening your focus, suppressing the neocortex, the memory bank of the known self, and now you're tuning in with your autonomic nervous system. Consciousness is falling right into the limbic brain. Now, in this realm of time-space, all possibilities exist, and they're non-local. And you can't experience them with your senses. So, in a sense, there is no past lives. They're all happening in the eternal present moment. And so then, this is time travel. In time travel, you don't go anywhere. All you do is you move through time and you experience spaces, dimensions, realities. So then, when you go from one point of consciousness to another point of consciousness in three-dimensional reality, the faster you go, the shorter amount of time it takes. In the quantum, your consciousness, there's no place to go because you're everywhere. You're connected to everything. And all you do is you change your frequency. And as you change your frequency, you change your connection to information. So now you're moving through different realities, different experiences of Brian that are all happening in the eternal present moment. And now, when that limbic brain switch is on, the pineal gland begins to become activated. Now the radio receiver is tuned on. And now the pineal gland acts as a transducer. And it's going to transduce a frequency, release the chemicals, the metabolites, to produce profound visual imagery. That's why it's called the third eye, profound visions. But the visions are not going to be out there. It's going to be more real in your inner world, and you're going to experience the mystery of who you really are existing outside of space and time. So just nothing different than being in a dressing room or a bathroom when there's two mirrors like this, and you look down and there's an infinite number of yous that go that way. Those are dimensions, and you come back to three-dimensional reality after you experience that, and you're no longer in that same room. You're in another room. It looks exactly the same as the past room, but something is different in your world. There's some synchronicity, there's some change, there's some uniqueness, and every time we do the work, we keep moving into another dimension. So then, all possibilities exist in the eternal present moment, and they exist as thought because the quantum is the realm of thought. So it's not like you create anything there. You just become aware of what already exists. Right. You put your attention on it, and you begin to experience it in that realm, whatever you experience in that realm beyond space and time. And you can begin to emotionally embrace. That must manifest in three-dimensional reality. In this space and time, it's the law. Now, getting people to do that and getting better at it, we're starting to see that people can begin to create from the field instead of from matter. So yeah, possibilities for health exist. Possibilities for wealth exist. Possibilities for mystical experience exist. But you got to be able to linger there without a name, without a face, without an identity, without an emotion, without a problem, without a disease, without a diet, without...
So you have to become a nobody to go into that space where everything exists.
You can't enter as a somebody. You got to pass through the eye of the needle. And the passing through that eye of the needle is a nobody. That is pure consciousness. So then, teaching people how to do this, and when they start understanding it, they're not going to give up on themselves so easily. They're not going to quit so quickly. And if I got 1,000 people or 1,500 people and I'm inspiring them and they're going a little further every day, this is what I know. Every time they go a little further into the unknown and they come out of it safe and they feel like they've gone somewhere, they love themselves a little bit more. It's no longer, I always say there's no such thing as a bad meditation. There's only overcoming yourself. You give it your best, the next one's going to be better. And you just keep practicing, and you keep carving away all the things that you were doing unconsciously. And all of a sudden, the formula gets more pure. All of a sudden, it gets easier. It's no different than learning any skill, like golf or whatever, martial arts. dance, whatever. You got to stop doing certain things and you got to start doing something differently. And that's what we want to do. We want to keep teaching people how to overcome, and then they start becoming, right? That's the side effect of it. So then when you have that mystical experience and you can't wipe it off your face because you're realizing you're not that linear being living a linear life, that you're a dimensional being living a dimensional life, you're going to take politics a little less seriously. You're going to take the news a little less seriously. You're going to take television commercials as a joke. You're going to see through all of that illusion because you're going to realize everybody's playing by the limited laws.